We're at Module 13, really the last exercise in life scene investigation. Who are you? Prima facie evidence. You should have read chapter 29, My Life Theory, Final Arguments. And what that chapter does, it really ties together everything that you've discovered and everything that you've learned. And ultimately it tells you what to do with it. But one of the things that we are going to help you do in Module 13 is to really begin to apply it today. You don't have to wait after reading everything and think about and talk to somebody else or talk to one of our coaches how to do that. We want you today to say, this is who I am. This is what I discovered. And as the exercise tells you to do on page 51, when you discover a piece of evidence, it says, based on that evidence, I intend to. How are you going to use it? Evidence discovered, as we learned in the contamination chapter or contamination module, evidence discovered that is not used is contaminated evidence. Anytime we discover it and we simply take and we put it in a file, we hide it away, put it in a back room in the garage and we don't use it, it's useless to life. You have to take the evidence that you discovered and you have to give it. You have to use it. If you have an intellect, you figure out how you're going to use it. Am I going to go to college? If you have certain physical capacities or sensory capacities, just like my son Adam, he's taken them and he uses them in culinary arts, but he also uses them to touch the lives of other people. I watched a little video of his just recently when he was in Cambodia working in some camps of his little orphan children, and how he held the hands of these little kids. That's physical capacity. A big man, and my son's a big guy, touching the hand and holding the hand of a young child, an orphan child who lacks about everything in life, communicating that he cares. That's physical capacity. So what is about you intellectually and socially and physically and emotionally and spiritually that you have discovered in terms of evidence that you now intend to use? And that's what that exercise gets you to do. How are you going to intend to use it? What are you going to do with it? Because if the whole process is useless until you do. And then lastly, there's the exercise which you talk about. It's called dying without getting it. And it's right towards the end of the book. And it's an email that I once wrote to a whole group of people in a corporation that I was working with. And it simply says, what's the bottom line for your life? What are you not willing to die without doing? And the real answer to that question is, I'm not willing to die without knowing who I am and living out who I am. That should be the obvious answer, and it is the obvious answer. So what are you not willing to die without experiencing? And in terms of experiencing, again, it should be knowing who I am. The greatest crime in human history, as I close the book with, is not discovering who you are. The greatest crime in human history is not giving to this world the things that you were given to give to this world. You've been endowed with DNA. You have been given these immense strengths, these incredible abilities that have to be given to other people. And so I encourage you to do just that. And what I want you to do is, once you've written and once you've read and once you've written about dying without getting it and what your response is, I ask you to email me. You've got an email address in which you can send your response to. You can also go to our Facebook page on Facebook, just Life Scene Investigation. You can post your response on there as well. Just short responses is what we're looking for. We want you to share with us what it is you've learned and what it is you're going to do with this information. This prima facie evidence. This evidence that is obvious about who you are. And we want you to tell us what you intend to do with it. Because it really is. The greatest crime in human history, when looking at your life, is your failure not just to discover, but your failure to give who it is you are to this world. Because it can be different because of you.